What's up guys, and welcome back to the Scope Spirit channel. So as announced in the last video, today we're going to talk about nutrition. It's a subject I really want to cover since it really affects your performances in your sport. So the goal of this video is to give you a quick synthesis of the most basics yet most important points in nutrition. And this short format perfectly matches with my opinion on the subject, since from my experience, knowing the basics and how to put them in practice will grant you 80% of the result you want. And then, if you really want the remaining 20%, you can always do some additional research on specific points. And just to give you an idea, these basics of nutrition helped me to go from this to this. It's not an incredible transformation, but it's rather the realistic and natural results you will get from the basics of nutrition I'm gonna teach you today. Alright, now that everything's clear, let's have a look to the 5 most important keys of nutrition. Let's go! So the first key, and perhaps the most essential, is the caloric balance. It's just a fancy word for the difference between the calories you consume and the calories you burn throughout the day. For the calories you consume, it's quite simple. It is all the calories you have inside what you eat and what you drink. For the calories you burn, you have 2 main sources. Your basal metabolism, which is the minimum amount of calories your body needs just to function properly. And the additional caloric expenses, which can be mental, like thinking for an exam, calculating, stressing, etc. Or physical, like walking, carrying objects, or doing a workout. For the calories you consume, you just have to pay attention to the nutrition table behind your product. And for the calories you burn, you'll find online a whole lot of websites that will help you to have an idea, even though you have to remember that it will not be 100% accurate. So with this being said, if you want to gain weight, you have to eat more calories than you consume. To keep your weight stable around the same amount for both, and to lose weight, you have to eat less calories than the ones you burn. To finish this first key, here are 2 things that are not pleasant to hear, but 100% true. A lot of people usually think that they understand the caloric balance and that it is too easy and too synthetic. But in reality, they never put it in practice, they never put in the effort to calculate the calories, and they often don't get any result. And the second thing is that if you eat McDonald's with the correct amount of calorie you need, and you do like 3 or 4 workouts per week, you have 10 times more results than someone who eats healthy, but with too many calories and who does nearly no sport. Even though I would not recommend to eat McDonald's every day, that's how important the caloric balance is. Now let's move on to the second key with macronutrients. In order to have the amount of calories you need for the day, you have 3 types of macronutrients: carbs, proteins, and fats. Quick reminder, 1 gram of protein or carbs equals 4 calories and 1 gram of fats equals 9 calories. And since every one of them has a purpose for your body, you need to have a balance between the percentage of calories for each one of these 3 macronutrients. Now let's have a look to the 3 of them. So carbs are basically the fuel of our body. They will give us the energy to think, to work out, to walk, etc. That's why usually they represent an important percentage of the calories you need, often around 40 to 50%. However, it's common in most diets to lower them to 30% in order to force the body to use stored fat for the training. Now for protein, they have a key role in tissue growing, whether it is for muscle, organs, hair, nails, etc. They usually represent around 20 to 30% of the calories you need. It's actually quite bad to eat too much protein, like 50%, but if you work out and you really want to grow muscle, it is better to have around 30 to 35% of the calories you need. And finally, we have fats, which are essential for energetic reserves, hormone synthesis, vitamins transport, cell membrane creation, and many other things. As we saw before, 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories, which is much more than the 2 other macronutrients. That's why you will not have to eat big quantities to have your quota for the day. Usually, fats represent around 15 to 30% of the calories you need for the day. I won't go into too much detail in this video, but as you might know, for each macronutrient, you have great sources and very bad sources. Now let's move on to the third key. After the big ones, it's time for the smaller ones, micronutrients. These ones do not contain any calorie. However, they are essential in the functioning of your body, and deficiencies will usually cause health problems. And regarding sport, some of them have the key role in injury prevention and performance increase. The three main families of micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, and trace elements. Again, I won't go into too much detail in this video, but the reason why it might not be a great idea to eat McDonald's every day is that these micronutrients can mostly be found in fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts, fishes, meat, and eggs. And one last thing, as we saw in the last part, some vitamins have to be ingested with fat in order to be used by your body, and other vitamins have to be ingested with water. And speaking about water, let's move on to the fourth key element, hydration. Again, even though it's something quite basic, there's still a lot of people who drink far less water than what they should. Water is the only beverage without which we can literally die. In our body, water helps the thermal regulation, waste extraction, joint lubrication, muscle contraction, and many other things. For my part, I've cut sodas from my diet a year ago, since these beverages are like the opposite of water and they will rather dehydrate you. For daily consumption, it is recommended to have at least 2 liters per day. For example, you can have 1 liter for your workouts and 1 liter split during your meal. This consumption can be increased a bit during summer, since you might lose more water during your day. And last but not least, the fifth key element is consistency. All the points I've presented mean nothing if you don't do them for a long period of time. That is why the taste and the recipes you choose are very important. You have to love what you eat, and if you do so, it will not be difficult to stay committed for months or even for years. Even if it's not 100% perfect, if you eat well 6 days out of 7 and then you go on a cheat meal with your friends on Sunday, if you do that every fucking week, you have much more result than someone who forces himself to a very strict diet that he doesn't like and will finally give up after just 2 weeks. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you really liked it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you like nutrition-based video in general and if you want more of them. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.